Welcome back to Shiny Happy Couples, How to Detoxify Your Relationship. In this lesson, we will begin exploring the relationship environment, the first section of the Mel-Fox method. This is where you'll learn the basic fundamentals of effective conflict resolution. Think of this section like a book of rules for a game or sport. It spells out the parameters and sets the objective. The environment section clearly defines the challenge and the solution. Learning how to achieve this solution is covered in the other sections of this course. In this lesson, we will expose the true root cause of all relationship issues. So let's get started.
Try to think of all the different kinds of relationship issues you've ever experienced or heard about. Money, laziness, control, infidelity, jealousy, trust, distance, aloofness, nagging. Now think about how you really feel about a certain issue. Is it, we're having money issues? Or is it, my husband spends too much money? Is it, we need to work on our communication skills? Or is it, all my wife does is nag? Working with your partner to resolve issues is effective conflict resolution. Battling against your partner to win an argument is not. Working with your partner allows useful information exchange, which exposes the reason for the conflict. Usually, the only things exchanged when battling against your partner are accusations, blame, insults, or worse. Our best intentions may be to resolve the conflict peacefully, yet we all know what happens when we talk about subjects with conflict. Conversations can quickly erode into an escalating argument, which mercifully ends with one or both leaving, and nothing gets resolved. In fact, the argument may even cause more ill will and resentment. Upcoming lessons of this course will show you how to spend less of your interaction time battling and more of your time understanding each other's worlds. It is the understanding and accepting of your partner's perspective on an issue, and your partner understanding and accepting your perspective that exposes the reason or reasons for the resentment and resolves the conflict. This is the solution. This is what needs to be done to remove the toxic resentment associated with any and all issues. Sacrifices, forgiveness, and being nice may seem like solutions to the issue since the subject isn't brought up again. Yet the toxic resentment is still there between you, no matter how much you try to hide it. If you intend on resolving an issue, your focus and mindset should be on the understanding and acceptance of your partner's view of the issue, and helping your partner to understand and accept your view of the issue. This course will teach you how to tame your natural defensive reactions and effectively achieve this mutual understanding and acceptance with your partner regarding any issue. So let's talk about this thing called resentment. For the purpose of this course, we'll define resentment as the feeling of disdain caused by the non-acceptance that an individual presumably is, did, or believes something that does not match one's belief about or expectation of that individual. A polite way of saying it is, we have unresolved issues. Traditionally, we think of resentment as something I don't accept about my partner, or something rubs you the wrong way, gets under your skin, ticks you off, or even makes you mad, or drives you crazy. As will be discussed later, resentment may be multi-tiered or layered, with one issue being the basis for another issue, and that issue causing yet another. Resentment is also a shared experience. Your partner may be the only one that has an issue with the situation, yet both of you will feel the same amount of resentment and its effect on your relationship. Let's go back to the definition. Presumably is a key word, As you will see in the next section, when sufficient effective information is shared, the reason or reasons for the resentment that you and your partner feel regarding any issue will be revealed. And when you and your partner understand and accept these reasons, the resentment caused by that issue vanishes, removing a portion of the toxic veil between you and your partner. To better understand the enemy, let's look at some characteristics of the true root cause of relationship problems, resentment. The first thing to understand is resentment is removed and only removed from a relationship through interaction of the individuals who make up the relationship. Only you and your partner can remove the pieces of paper between the magnet and steel. Resentment is the enemy of relationships. You can talk to your therapist about it, you can talk to your friends about it, you can even talk to yourself about it. But in order to remove resentment and restore the attraction, the respect, and the trust, you must tackle it head on with your partner with effective interaction. When you both accept that the issue has been resolved, that's when the resentment naturally disappears, restoring the attraction, respect, and trust. The next law of resentment is the effect that resentment has on you has an equal effect on your partner. Understanding this duality is extremely important if the nature of resentment is to be fully understood. Let's say that your partner has an issue with the situation, yet you're perfectly fine with it. Even though you feel there's no conflict to resolve, you are still going to feel the effects of the resentment from the unresolved issue your partner has. Regardless of who has an issue with the situation, both will feel the effects until it's resolved. The last law of resentment is any resentment can be resolved to the point of acceptance by both individuals in a relationship. Imagine that your relationship is a special road that only you and your partner travel on to reach each other. Resentment would be like a traffic sign, a foggy windshield, a pothole, a fallen tree, or even a washed-out bridge. Resentment prevents you from clearly seeing, reaching, and getting your partner, and vice versa. If enough time and effort is spent on any issue, it can be resolved. Yet we all know there are instances when it's simply not worth the time and energy it would take to resolve the issue. We'll discuss this in a later lesson. In this lesson, we began exploring the first section of the Mel Fox method, environment. We exposed and defined resentment as the true enemy of relationships. We discussed how working with your partner to find the reason for resentment is effective conflict resolution, and battling against your partner to win an argument is not. It's only when you work together with your partner to unravel the mystery of your resentment that your relationship will have a clear road, restoring the attraction, closeness, and trust with your partner. For this to happen effectively, constant attention must be paid to the primary objective, to understand and accept each other's world, not to win, not to persuade, not to cope or sacrifice, not to forgive or even come up with a compromise. The focus on the Mel Fox method is on understanding and accepting each other's viewpoint, since that is what exposes the reason for resentment and resolves any issue. As you will learn in upcoming lessons, resentment is simply caused by insufficient or faulty communication. Hiding away and coping with resentment prevents exposing its cause. In fact, many times the simple act of sharing that you have resentment with your partner resolves the issue. Shedding light on an issue exposes its cause and thus weakens its power over us. By bringing resentment up to our awareness level and sharing it with our partner, the reasons causing resentment will be exposed.
And like vampires in sunlight, once the cause of resentment is exposed and fully understood, its negative impact on a relationship vanishes into dust. Well, that's all for this lesson. Stay tuned as we'll dig deeper into this thing we call resentment and find out what makes it tick. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.